Tryptamine Therapeutics is a clinical stage biotech, and its current primary focus is the development of an innovative and scalable intravenous-infused psilocin formulation, which can be used in conjunction with psychotherapy to address significant unmet medical needs. The company's phase 2A clinical trial investigating the treatment of Irritable Bowel Syndrome, also known as IBS, is now underway and recently dosed the first patient at a Massachusetts General Hospital. The first time this prestigious US hospital has administered psilocybin in a clinical setting. Joining me from Tryptamine Therapeutics is CEO and Executive Director Jason Carroll. Jason, welcome to the Stock Network.
Thanks, Love. Nice to be here.
Now, Tryptamine Therapeutics is focusing on really the creation of defined clinical trial pathways for its two core programs. One of these, which is called TYP 8803. What does this IV-infused psilocybin formulation entail?
Yeah, thanks, Lil. Certainly 8803 is a great opportunity for us because we have essentially Tryptamine Therapeutics is a drug development company. So we're focusing on psychedelics in the use in neuropsychiatric conditions. And there's a great opportunity in there for proprietary technology to be utilized, because psilocybin in itself is a natural formed molecule. So it's the generic, it's not able to have any proprietary tech around it. So the idea is to try and, if you can, improve on nature in some ways. So we have certainly done that at Tryptamine. And the way we've done that is to look at ways in which we can generate a stable molecule that is able to be patented in its own right, as well as a way to provide a proprietary technology around the best possible way to deliver that new molecule to those that need it, high unmet need patients with neuropsychiatric conditions. And the third way to do that is around the condition itself that these molecules go into. So the treatment itself, in terms of the condition, is also able to be patented or protected. So the idea behind 8803 is to take what is considered to be today's gold standard of psychedelic, which is psilocybin, and to improve the way it's delivered to a patient. The way to do that is to take the active ingredient of psilocybin itself, which is a molecule called psilocin. Now, psilocin being the active ingredient means that you don't have to worry about metabolizing psilocybin through the liver, through a capsule technology, which is what's currently available, and delivering that actually through an IV infusion, which is the first in world treatment for a psychedelic medicine. No one had ever been treated through an IV infusion over a period of time before. And that's really what 8803 is. So it's taking a proprietary molecule, which is developed by Tryptamine, delivered into a technology, which is an IV infusion, which is also developed by the company and has proprietary tech around it. That the idea being it's supposed to generate obviously a faster response and a better response for patients, and also a much faster opportunity for physicians and for their therapists to get through a treatment, because it takes a very, very long time to do that with a capsule.
Yes. Now, you've outlined a number of potential advantages there for TRP 8803. From a treatment perspective, you also mentioned a world first there. When it comes to what's really available elsewhere in the market, what do you think makes this particularly special or unique?
Certainly first of all, from a patient and from a therapist perspective, I mean, you get surety around what you're actually receiving, because the methodology right now is a patient will be treated with psilocybin, which, as I said, is a capsule. Now, it can take up to 2 hours to start working, and every patient is different. So the psychiatrist or the therapist don't know when this will work and what will happen to that particular patient. So it takes a long time to take effect, and the actual treatment itself can be between 8 and 10 hours. And if you think about a psychiatrist's time, for instance, 10 hours is a long time to spend with one single patient when you have to spend most of your time waiting and watching. The benefit behind 8803 is that psychiatrists and also the patient knows when that therapy will start to work and create what we call a neuroplastic condition in that patient. That will happen as little as 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, that patient has reached a neuroplastic state, and the physician also knows exactly when that's going to happen. That's a huge benefit for this opportunity. Also, that infusion, once it begins, will take around 2 hours. So you think about the opportunity there to see up to 5 patients in the same amount of time it would take to see one in traditional technology. So that's really the benefit there, is the time taken. The other thing is the potential to reverse and stop an infusion. The thing about taking a capsule of anything is that once you swallow that capsule, you can't stop it. I mean, you're there for the journey or the trip for as long as that takes. So there's no way to stop that. Whereas an infusion takes that worry out of any therapy from a physician's perspective, and also from a patient's point of view. They know what to expect, and they know it's under the control of their therapist. So if anything happens and they want to stop, then they can do that easily without any problem at all.
Now, your second clinical program is the oral psilocybin TYP 8802, a phase 2A clinical trial of TYP 8802 undertaken in collaboration with the University of Michigan has just completed. What do you expect to come out from this?
Great question. We actually expect data to come from the University of Michigan researchers on the 7th of August. It's being presented at a global pain conference in the Netherlands. We don't know what those results are yet, but we certainly hope that that will be able to show some significant improvements in the patients that went through that study in fibromyalgia. And for those that have or know anyone that has fibromyalgia, it actually affects up to 1 million Australians. And it's a very complex pain disorder that involves the brain as well as the body. So it's significant to and difficult to treat. There's very few products that can treat it right now. Patients will use antidepressants. Some of them will use a product called pregabalin, which is called Lyrica. Very, very difficult to get any benefit from either of those products. So to find a way and a pathway to help patients with fibromyalgia would be tremendous for so many people in this country.
Well, thank you so much for the update to the company and also taking us through the programs you're working on. Certainly so much going on, and look forward to following what's coming up next.
Thanks, Lil. Thanks so much.